Alright, here we go with part 7. This is getting kind of high in number, but hey, we can only do 10-minute videos. That's what you gotta do. Alright, as promised, we have a big hand, potentially anyway, with ace queen in the cutoff. Let's see what happens. Oh, hello. We have a high blind limp. This guy, with 14 big blinds pretty much, has limped in from the hijack. That's awful. Just awful. But people do it all the time, and it's a good thing because, well, these people tend to, I don't know, be dead money most of the time. So, what does that mean? Of course that's what that means. You think I'm going to just call? Oh, you're out of your mind. Go ahead and get it in there. And he folds. Very nice. Always nice to have 600 free chips. Okay, so that gets us over 10K. That's a little more helpful. Some breathing room, perhaps. King, Queen. I'm going to go ahead and raise King, Queen here. 2.5x, of course, just like I normally would. Oh, and we get flatted by what may have been one of the chips, probably one of the chip leaders. This guy might have been the chip leader, but don't like that. Anyway. Wow, what a dead flop. Almost want to make a case to find a reason to go ahead and check this, but no. Who knows what he has? I mean, does he have ace jack? I don't know. I mean, he could have hit that with his set mining type thing, which he probably shouldn't be set mining, but they do. So I go ahead and make what's now becoming more of my standard type raise when we get this deep. Just a little over half is what I start doing, sometimes even under half. But I go ahead, try to tell him that, hey, I like this flop. And he tells me, oh really? Well, I like it even more. Notice it's a little under 3x too. Commits me, of course, but what am I going to do? I mean, good lord, I don't even have a... It's not even a club. I can't even go runner, 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 runner. So, he's got me. Who knows? For all I know, he flattered me with kings. You know, they do it. So I'll let that go. So unfortunately, our attempt to take a pot didn't work. And now we're right back to 10 big blinds, looking for another spot to get him in. This is not one of them. Nor is that. Or that. And we're just going to go a ring around the rosy here. Full shove. Let's see, anybody call? No, wasn't me, that's for sure. 4-10's just pathetically bad against this guy. And fortunately this guy beat me to it and stopped by temptation. But, interesting raise size, isn't it? What does that mean? Looks like he wants to say, hey, I'm willing to call the small blind here, but you, on the other hand, I'm not quite so sure of, though he's pretty much committed himself. But it worked. They call that a lot of times this is called, where'd it go? Oh my god, I screwed this whole thing up, didn't I? I hate this thing. Let's try this again. There we go. Kind of called a peacock bet. See that? Whee! All those chips. Yeah, I'm really strong. You don't want to go against all these chips I've thrown on the table. Kind of like a peacock when he brings all his feathers out. Or whatever they're called. I'm not an expert on that. Anyway. That's what it looks like to me. Alright. No. 8-9, no. Beat me to it. I was going here. And he's actually kind of short. This might be close. Let's see. He's under 5 big blinds. I have ace-9. Is that really ahead of his range? Could be. Might be. Almost might be ahead of my range. But I don't know this guy's range. If this was suited, I'd really have to think about it. I don't know if we're close to the bubble here or not. Yeah, it's probably not as close as I'm making it out to me. I'm actually going to look at something I have in a little binder of mine. I did a little bit of work on some calling ranges, and I kind of came up with a little chart to help myself try to figure out if I have so much equity, what kind of hands can I call with. Now here, like I said, he's got about a little under 5 big blinds. That's really not that much. But he is still doing it in a fairly early position. I call this center position. This is 3 off the button. I call it CP, or center position. This is something I kind of made up out myself with notes and things like that. Now generally, just very roughly speaking, we have the bigger antes again. As you can see up here, 400, 800, but 100 ante. That's getting pretty big. We are missing one guy, but still, that's considerable. This is saying we even got 1.5 to 1 to call with what's in the pot. You can then say we've got 40% equity. However, we've got 4 people behind us. So that tells me we're going to need a bit more equity than 40%, because there are chances that somebody's going to wake up with a hand behind us. That, and considering how early this guy has decided to raise, I don't think ace-9 is near good enough. I would probably need ace-jack suited even. Maybe even ace-queen. Nah, ace-jack suited, I think I can go here. Ace-10's probably a fold. Only because I've got people behind me. You know, I'm adding at least 5% equity, and maybe I need to add even more. Maybe I need to add 20. I don't know. I really might need ace queen here, and maybe 9s or 10s are better. So yeah, ace 9s shouldn't be going here with ace 9, and I don't. Okay, good me. Good boy. All right, give me a second here. I'm gonna put my little book away, and we'll continue on. Ah, look at that. What happened? Let's see what happened. Ah, the other short stack decided to look him up, and he had ace-6, so I was ahead of him. So he's a little wider than I would have suspected, I guess. That is, well, let's see. I would have done that, though. I'd go with ace-6 there in his spot. And unfortunately for him, he missed. And that's what happened there. Okay. Oh, and look. Speaking of ace-6. Hello. I said I'd do it, and I just did. See if anybody else comes on. Oh, whoa. This must be one of those hands that I needed to get a break, and maybe just did. Obviously. Since he has me covered. Let's see what it was. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I remember this. Kings. And this guy then looked him up with 10s. Probably more of a result of his stack. I don't... Wow. 10s? Well, let's see here. 10s. Well, he's getting better than 2 to 1. He's got plenty of... Gosh, I guess there's argument to call here. I mean, he's got less than 10 big blinds, too. I guess, yeah, that's a good call. I bet that works. No, no, aye, there it is. I knew it was coming. We all knew it was coming. But what a big break, huh? Sometimes you gotta get lucky. I don't get that lucky too often. I'm not too good at those kind of races, but once in a while. Once in a while. Wait a minute here. Let's see what happened on this hand, because I just noticed this guy disappeared. Okay, he now goes ahead and he shoves... 7 big blinds, perhaps? Not quite. More like 6. Yeah, 6. 6.5. Okay, fine. Oh, and he gets looked up by Kings himself. I think that might have been what we've come to term a give-up shove. I think that's a bit loose. In fact, you know what? We're going to call this part 7, and I'm going to continue on this thought here in a minute.